Why do politicians lie? Why do politicians repeat the lies that they know for sure to be just that, lies? Be warned. The truth I shall reveal may be more unsettling than you expect. To begin, let us consider the nature of politics itself. Politics is a grand performance, a spectacle designed to entertain, to distract, and to manipulate the masses. It is a realm where the will to power is perverted into the fundamental drive to exert one's strength, creativity, and cunning, and that drive is on full display for us to witness. Politicians, as actors on this grand stage, must employ various tactics to sway the crowd, to bend reality to their will, and to gain or maintain their grip on power. Now, you may ask, why do they resort to lying? Why do they view lies as a viable strategy? Well, do not blame them, at least not entirely. We need to blame ourselves. The true answer lies not in the politicians, but in the very fabric of our society. We, the people, have created a culture that rewards deception, that values the appearance of truth over its substance, and that casually lets the liars avoid accountability. We crave simplicity, certainty, and comfort, and politicians, in their quest for power, cater to these desires. We want to believe in someone, especially when we lose our own agency, our own strength and independence. Just think of it, in a world where complexity and nuance are shunned, where binary thinking and societal division reign supreme, where politics becomes personal, the ground is ripe for politicians who will say just about anything to tap into our fears, worries, and hopes. But there is more to it. Politicians, you see, are not merely individuals supported by their obedient staff. They are also products of their time, shaped by the values and biases of their culture. In our modern era, where the herd mentality prevails, where anti-heroes try to become more prominent than heroes, the politicians who wish to succeed must tap into the collective unconscious and speak to the deepest desires of the masses. And what is it that we, the masses, desire most? Security, stability, prosperity, and a sense of control in an uncertain world. Politicians, in their quest for power, promise us exactly that, a promise they cannot genuinely keep, but one that we, in our desperation, are willing to believe. The lie, in this case, becomes a form of noble fiction, a reassuring narrative that helps us sleep better at night, even if it's based on a foundation of quicksand. And what about the most annoying of lies, the ones where politicians must know it is a blatant lie, and yet keep repeating it over and over? It's a technique perfected by Joseph Goebbels, the infamous German Reichsminister of propaganda, who took the art of propaganda to new heights, exploiting the vulnerabilities of the human mind with ruthless efficiency. The technique relies on the psychological principle of repetition. Repeat a falsehood often enough, and people will eventually begin to believe it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is all so cynical, so pessimistic. And you're right. It is. But the truth is often uncomfortable, and it's precisely this discomfort that we must confront if we hope to create a more authentic, more honest politics. So, the next time you're tempted to ask, why do politicians lie? Remember that the answer lies not just in the politicians' individual characters, but also in us as individuals who are willing to tolerate the lies and to discount the value authenticity. We, the people, have created a system that rewards deception and unfulfilled promises, the same system that absolves those in power from accountability for their past lies and failures. Until we are willing to challenge this system, to question our own desires and biases, we will continue to be fed a diet of half-truths and outright fabrications, to the point where we are told to believe the opposite of what we see in front of our own eyes. And so, are you prepared to gaze into the abyss of our collective dishonesty, and to emerge, transformed, on the other side? In some ways, the antidote seems so simple. Think for yourself, do your research, compare facts, and derive your own well-informed conclusions. This may be easier said than done, considering the busy days and multitude of responsibilities we must bear, but at least know this. If you always only listen to one side of the political spectrum, you are a victim of propaganda. If you believe only one side is always right, you are a victim of a cult. The power of propaganda is a double-edged sword, though. While it can be used to manipulate and control, it can also be used to awaken and inspire, especially when the lies become too big and too obvious to ignore. And herein lies the hope. The question is, how do we, as individuals, choose to wield this awakening? The choice, as always, is ours. But the consequences of our choices will be far-reaching, and the direction of our society will depend on our ability to think critically, to question authority, to hold those in power accountable, and to always seek the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be.